Hello. So here we are with the amazing Ghetto Tarot, and I'm just going to kind of like whiz through and show you all these amazing images. I hope everyone who's watching this has already listened to the interview with Alice Smeets, because you know some of these cards have got stories that go with them, and we've got a lot more information now about the deck. So Alice did choose to put the Queen of Wands on the box. This is the box here, okay. The Queen of Wands is on the box. She chose that image because she saw herself as being the Queen of Wands at the time that she was involved in this project, and she said that the cat was kind of like a cutout cat made from old tires. Okay, so here we go. So there's the full, and again you got to listen to the story about that dog and how she found that dog. That is just so amazing. And all of these photos were taken with natural lighting. There's the magician, perfect, like with his table. He's got all of his kind of like, you know, instruments on the table, just as we recognize him from the Rider-Waite deck. There she is, the High Priestess. And I love the fact that she said that there were like lots of people that turned up for modelling, and they all ended up one way or another in the cards. Just imagine being there on those days, wondering like what card you're going to end up being in. Okay, there's the Empress sitting there sort of in the beautiful greenery. And again, if you look at the image behind us of Alice with the kind of the mountainous background of Haiti, yeah, Haiti's obviously got some beautiful sort of nature spots as well. There he is, there's the Emperor. It looks like he's sitting there on kind of bricks. The Hierophant. I just sort of love the kind of expression on this actor's face. You know, and he's doing that symbol with his fingers. I mean, you would just immediately know that was the Hierophant. There they are, the lovers. I think this is a gorgeous card. I just love the energy between these two people. And again, this is another one that we did talk about in the interview. So check out the interview if you haven't already. If you have, you will remember what was said about the lovers card. Here we have the Chariot, and that's obviously a kind of like an art creation there that they've put together. I just think that the rider of the Chariot just looks so regal up there against that Caribbean sky. It's fantastic. The Strength card. You've got to listen to the interview to know the story about that lion and where it came from. I love it. I absolutely love it. I'm really glad I asked about that lion. And that's a very, very beautiful, very, very meditational hermit. The Wheel of Fortune obviously was a piece of artwork. I think that is absolutely gorgeous. Oh my God, I would love to have that Wheel of Fortune hanging up on my wall. That's brilliant. That is brilliant. And there you have the Justice card, and they've used kind of a piece of art for the scales and a real kind of like, it looks like a real sword there, or machete. I didn't ask Alice about the machetes, but I'm just wondering if it's kind of a big farming kind of place, and if like they're used for cutting crops or something. I don't know. The Hanged Man. Absolutely lovely. Love the colours in that card. And please listen to the interview for the story about the Death card. But I think that is a very, very memorable and striking image. In fact, all of these images are. I kind of think you would take one look at these and you would know instantaneously you were looking at the Ghetto Tarot. And that's one of the things that makes it so special. Temperance. And she's got her foot in a washing up bowl. I love it. There he is, another card that was spoken about at some length in the interview, the Devil card. I know that's quite, when I first saw this image, I just thought, wow, how did they come up with that image? But that is all fully explained in the interview with Alice Smeets, the creator. Oh, I should have asked her how she did the tower. Look at that. And I love the fact that the kind of the building in the background is quite sort of it's a camera sort of effect. It's kind of blurred looking, and the kind of the characters are really, really sharp on it. This is a gorgeous card. That might be one of the most gorgeous star cards that I've ever seen. I just think the mood that has been captured in that card is amazing. Another card that she talks about is the Moon card. And again, those images were all kind of cut out from old tires. Beautiful. The Sun. Yes, children came as well to kind of like audition or whatever, or to hope that they would be chosen. And this is the little boy, and he's absolutely perfect. Look how happy he is and yeah, he was the boy that got chosen to be the child in the Sun card. Felt so proud, right? Judgment. And they've used a statue, which I think is a voodoo kind of statue, kind of representing the angel. There's quite a big picture of that statue if you buy the actual big book of this deck, which I do talk about in the interview. It's gorgeous, the book. And the World card again, if you want to know kind of like the origins of the kind of the framing of that card, check out the interview. Moving on to the minors. There it is, the Ace of Cups. Again, I love it. I love the fact that the cup itself is so clear, and then you've kind of like, you know, you've got the background kind of, I don't know, there will be a word for it. A photographer would have an official word for that kind of like out of focus background. I love it. It's almost like that cup has arrived and it's going to bring clarity. That's what I see in that. Beautiful card for the Two of Cups. It's gorgeous. And there's another one of those kind of voodoo symbols, icon things above them. Three of Cups is just lovely. Really, really lovely. And I said, this was my words, not Alice's, but it was mentioned in the interview. I said this card was symbolic to me of how this whole project came about. That's how it felt to me. I think he's absolutely captured the mood, however you want to take it, of the Four of Cups to perfection. Oh my God, that actor, he I don't know. I could look at him in so many different ways. You know, is he kind of in his own little world, or is he kind of, you know, is he focused on those three cups? Is he aware of that other cup? It's so ambiguous what it could mean. I think he's great. The Five of Cups. I just think the photography in there is incredible. Absolutely incredible. I wish I'd asked her actually what that building is behind him. And we did talk about this cup as this card as well. This is gorgeous. The Six of Cups. It's absolutely joyous. Seven of Cups is very interesting choice here. Yeah, I mean, it really is all sort of like up there in the heavens. I kind of like feel there would be more clarity of all of the kind of different objects in those cups, looking at the much larger picture in the book. And there he is, the Eight of Cups, walking away from the scene. He looks like he's walking pretty swiftly, that character. It's like he really does want to get away from it. This is definitely one of my favorites from this deck. I think he's fabulous. He is absolutely fabulous. I don't know, it's just everything about that photograph is just perfect. He looks like a very well together, well balanced character. I love it. And again, they've captured completely the spirit of the 10 of Cups. Okay, so the Page of Cups. Wonder what Sharon makes of this one. He's got the cup, and there definitely seems to be something representing a fish coming out of that cup. I'm gonna have a little bit of a closer look. I think it's a fish. I do think it's a fish. We might have to check that one out in the book as well. And I do take note of his headdress, the material on his head, because there it is again, the same material is being used for the Knight of Cups. So, you know, where is he off to on his bike? I mean, you know, is he bringing kind of messages of love and poetry? I don't know, but it's all very peaceful. And there we have it again with the Queen of Cups, that gorgeous material. I think it's lovely. I think it's very watery. And there she is, sort of like on her island. It's, I don't know, she is there by the sea. And the King of Cups again, so that, you know, they do all have that kind of like matching material, that they are all part of the same family. And he kind of looks very sort of chilled out, you know, there on his throne by the sea. Now the wands she's called brooms, and there's, you know, the fire is most definitely there in this deck. So the Two of Brooms, I mean, it's the Two of Wands. I mean, it is the Two of Wands, but there he is on a real live Caribbean island, looking out across the sea, like, you know, what is across the bay? What does the world have in store? Same with the Three of Wands. There again, looking out across the landscape. Yeah, I mean, that's the progression. Four of Wands is just glorious. That definitely looks like a celebration. Absolutely, definitely. And the Five of Wands, again, I'm calling it wands, it's brooms in this deck. Yeah, I mean, it's great. She's got like 5 sort of very young lads there. It absolutely sort of captures it. I love the fact it's not aggressive. It's not aggressive. I always feel in this particular version of the Five of Wands, it does look like they're kind of working out either on building something, or they're improvising with the brooms, or they're working out the rules of a game or something like that. There doesn't seem to be a leader. I'm not seeing that anyone is taking the lead here, and there doesn't seem to be any conflict there at all. It almost feels that they're part of a project. This is great. Six of Wands. There he is, up there on his horse, you know, being sort of celebrated by the community. Seven of Wands, I've said this about this card before. To me, he looks like to him, that is like a microphone, or it's a guitar, and maybe he's just sort of thinking, you know, oh, to be a rock star. That's not my immediate reaction to this. But yeah, of course, you could go back to the original meaning that everything's coming up at him, and you know, he's still got kind of, I just don't feel it looks like he's got a lot of work to do, because he's got the broom upwards. So to me, it says something a little bit different. I quite like it. I kind of like feel this guy is, I think he's got a lot of ideas of kind of, you know, what life could maybe be if he made the effort. Don't know. I'd probably read it differently each time I read it. Look at this 8 of Wands. I mean, that is amazing. That is vibrant. I mean, that is really, really kind of like full of the fire. And I kind of think it's interesting that she's got the wands going in both directions, it appears to me, because the ends of the ones that are on the right hand side are already over on the right. That's how I'm seeing it. So yeah, things are going both ways. That's how I see that. So yes, this is the 9 of Wands. I really, really like this. I mean, yes, he's got the bandage around his head, if you pick up on that, but also, you know, all of the wands are lined up there against the wall, and he's come forward with that particular wand. Sorry, I keep saying wands. Broom. He's chosen that broom. Now, I don't know whether he's randomly chosen that broom. I mean, this is again being intuitive at the time of the reading, or whether he believes that that particular broom is going to do a better job for him. And the others are kind of like, have not been chosen on this occasion. There's something about it because it's a broom. I don't know. It's like a little bit like, you know, when you go to a dance and it's kind of all the girls are sort of standing at the end. Maybe I'm being a bit old fashioned here, like a nightclub or something. And that's the one that he's chosen to have the dance with. I don't know. It's, there's something, to me, something special about the broom that got chosen. It stood out to him for a reason, or maybe he's the one that stands out. Who knows? But I do love that 9 of brooms. 10 of brooms. He's holding on to that, even though he's not doing the back-breaking walk anymore. He's absolutely holding on to those 10 brooms for all it's worth. It's like, it's more than his life is worth to put any of that down. And it kind of looks like he's in despair, the fact that he isn't walking anymore, that he's sat down, whether he's taking a break or whether it's all too much for him, but he's still holding on to those brooms for all it's worth. There's a big, strong message in there. Page of brooms. Some inspiration has definitely kind of like hit him. He's picked up that broom and he's had an idea. That's how I'm seeing it. And there's something with that kind of the rock or whatever it is that's behind him, that I just think there's a little bit more to this page of brooms than the usual page of wands. And it's largely to do with his body language and his expression. Okay, so the Knight of Brooms, oh my God, I mean, he's absolutely kind of, it's like the celebrity has come to town, and I would imagine like everybody comes out to cheer him. He's achieved something or other, or he's arrived to do something or other. That to me is very vibrant. I love it. There she is, Alice, the Queen of Brooms. And this was the card that was chosen for the box. And finally, the King of Brooms. And it's got one of those gorgeous sort of totems or voodoo dolls there beside him. Okay. So moving on, she calls the swords machetes. So you've got the Ace of Machetes. I mean, there's a job to be done. And I kind of like feel that, yeah, that hand is so strong with that big sword, that big machete in it. Something is going to happen. Very, very kind of similar to the Two of Swords there. She's by the river or by the water. You've got the blindfold. You've got the two machetes. Nice. I mean, what we don't have there is the moon. So interesting. Interesting. Look at that. She's gone with the art on this one. The 3. And again, it's got a bit of a different take because the swords are not going through the heart, they're on top of the heart. So I kind of like feel that that would lead you to read it a little bit differently. This is gorgeous. Look at that. The 4 of machetes. There he is lying there. I mean, obviously, because it is a real man and it's not a picture of a stone person, I mean, you definitely kind of go with he is contemplating, he's meditating, he's resting, he's asleep. And whatever you get from the knives, I should say, or the machetes, and that picture. Beautiful 5. That just captures everything of the 5 of swords. But he does not look like a mean man to me. He looks like he's on their side. It's a little bit like they've all lost somehow. That's my immediate reaction to that they've all kind of like lost, but he's still got his swords in his hands. It's, come on, let's not give up. We haven't lost everything somehow. Don't feel he's responsible for them looking a little bit kind of disappointed. Don't know though. Might see that differently on another occasion. And again with the 6, perfectly captured the people heading off in the boat with the boatman, taking them on their way. And again, she's got it, absolutely nailed it on the 7 as well. Yep, he's running off. I love the look on his face. He's not looking behind him, but he is looking kind of like casual. Like if I just ran off in a really sort of like ordinary sort of way, like maybe they won't notice that I've stolen some of their knives. I don't know. It depends how you choose to read it. The 8 of machetes. Again, she's got it all going on there. She's tied up. She's got the blindfold. The swords are all around her. Very, very sort of vibrant in that red dress. Oh, look at this. This is an amazing 9 of swords. Something about the fact that there's so much red in this that I don't know. It's passionate. That's what it is. It's got, even though it's a swords card or a machetes card, I kind of like feel her guilt or her anxiety or however, you know, her feelings of absolute you know, depression, whatever it is, it's something to do with passion. That red just kind of jumps right out. I love it. And again, the 10 of swords, I mean, finished, over, no question about it. The page of machetes. So he's arrived with machete in hand and ready to kind of like do whatever needs to be done. The knight of machetes. So this is interesting. So again, she's gone with the transport thing here, and it's a very, very colourful looking bus as opposed to the bicycle in the last night. I like this. I love this. I love that vehicle. It's fantastic. The Queen of Machetes. Now, interestingly, she's wearing that material again that we had with the cups. I like her. I like her a lot. I really, really do. And I think the fact that she's got that sort of sword in her hand, that machete in her hand, I think you would be careful and cautious, like in her presence. And there he is, the king, surrounded by all his beautiful icons and things. And and again, there's that material has been used again for him. Okay, so the pentacles. Look at that at the bottom of a flower pot. It looks like the Ace of Pentacles. It's fabulous, and they did make all the pentacles. There he is. He's got his hat on. He's got his 2. He's got his C behind him. I just love it. 3 of Pentacles. I love the fact that the 3 pentacles are part of the building. I did speak to Alice about this design that's here above the doors. but I think that captures a lot of the original Three of Pentacles, and maybe something else as well. And there he is, Four of Pentacles. Great representation of the original card. Now, if you haven't listened to the interview with Alice Smeets and myself, you have to, because the story about the Five of Pentacles is unforgettable. It's amazing, and I am not going to spoil it. And if you did listen to the interview, isn't it just a joy to see this card? That's all I'm saying. The Six of Pentacles. So again, she's absolutely like captured that character, you know, the people that kind of need his help, and the fact that he's there kind of giving them the help. It's there, it's all there. The Seven of Pentacles. So once again, you know, he's kind of like, he's been doing his job, and yeah, I just feel everything that was there in the Rider-Waite is here in the mood and the energy of this card. There's someone kind of like looking at the fruits of his labor, going very corny with the kind of traditional meaning, and then you can sort of take it from there. Is he sort of like feeling happy with it, or is he sort of feeling I've made such an effort and I don't know whether I got enough out of it? Whatever take you have on it, you will get it from this. The Eight of Pentacles. Look at him working away on his bench. Absolutely perfect. You've got to love her. The Nine of Pentacles. That's amazing. That is amazing. To put her in a real life setting. Fantastic. And the Ten of Pentacles is, to me, has got a bit of a different take on it because of the pentacles being so sort of neatly lined up. That's very different. But he does have that kind of like that uniform material for his he's got the robes that the court cards have had. The older guy here with the family in the background. That, I think I like the fact that there's that link with that material, because it makes him very, very distinguished. Page of Pentacles. Fantastic. Got that red thing on his head is very, very fitting. It's amazing. And the Knight of Pentacles is on a motorbike. But it's parked up, it's not going anywhere. There she is, the Queen of Pentacles. And look at her in her beautiful garden. There's all the kind of, like, there's all the fresh fruits around her. I mean, she's on a Caribbean island, for goodness sake. So, I mean, I would imagine that if you lived there on that island, you would eat a lot of fresh fruit and salad and what have you, and I think she absolutely captures that. And last but not least, from the incredible Ghetto Tarot, the King of Pentacles. And I love it. He's there in that white robe. It's all very pure. He's there in that beautiful lush, you know, garden. Yeah, perfect ending to the Ghetto Tarot. I think this is a very, very special deck. It's got almost the same qualities of the Rider-Waite. Alice has kind of like given it her own kind of take in certain places that make it very interesting, but it's very, very recognizable, very identifiable, and the meaning behind the creation of this deck is just extraordinary. So there you have it, Ghetto Tarot. It's available. Please listen to the interview, and I hope you enjoyed my deck of the week. Bye for now.